Hey, hi everyone. I am Fabri from the company Ephemera. Ephemera is known as the parent company now of XMTP, but not only XMTP. We also have the app. It's called Converse, which was released very recently. We acquired Converse like in March, and we made it open source. So now we are building like the whole messaging stack in the open, soon to be decentralized. So we started with the protocol. Now we are moving into the app, just a way for users to interface with the protocol. And for context, XMTP is an encrypted end-to-end messaging protocol between wallet addresses, these addresses being EVM for now. Everything is off-chain, so messages are stored off-chain, and we are running 5 nodes right now, and eventually the nodes are going to be decentralized and run by community node operators. But today we are going to be talking about MessageKit. MessageKit is the third piece of the puzzle of the messaging open platform. So MessageKit is meant to ride the way of AI agents, bots, automating accounts. So you can think of MessageKit as a small SDK for building apps that you can, these apps could be bots or agents that can be used through messaging apps that work with XMTP like Coinbase Wallet or Commerce. So we are as XMTP protocol, we already have 2 million activated identities on the EVM network. So it's probable that if you have a friend that have an ENS domain, it's probably that you can send a message to him and he's going to receive it, even in Commerce or Coinbase Wallet. Now talking about Commerce, as I said, it's on the App Store. It was released recently. If you want to download it now from the App Store, this is a QR code. This is going to allow not only to chat between users, but it's also available for creating group chats and messaging bots and agents that like we are going to test right now. Okay, let's go into one of the demos of MessageKit. If you go to the MessageKit docs, you will find a very simple CLI command. So if I run this command, it's going to prompt me 3 examples. These 3 examples are documented here as well. We have one that is a GM bot. It's going to only reply GM. Then there is a one-to-one that shows me options, and the user has to select those options. And then there is a group chat bot that you can tag inside the group chat and can perform actions with the context of having more users interacting inside the conversation. So in this case, let's say I want to create a GM bot, GM test, and that's it. I have already one created with my private key, so I'm going to open it now. And this is the structure of a simple bot. Again, this bot is going to use one identity, which is a EVM address. So I'm sending the private key as a parameter, and that's the only thing that this bot needs. Once you install the packages and run the bot in development, this is going to start what we call an XMTP client. This client now has the inbox ID, which is like the unique identity inside the messaging protocol, XMTP, the account address associated with this identity. Each identity could manage multiple addresses, and the installation ID, because everything is encrypted end-to-end. Messages are only decrypted on device, so they are not available remotely or in any way, and everything is encrypted end-to-end. So let's say we have this bot. Now on the right, I'm handling Converse Mac client. We have a Mac client too. This is also going to work, for example, with Coinbase Wallet or any inbox that uses XMTP in the background. So if I want to send an address to this bot, again, this box will also work for ENS domains. This is going to open up a chat, and I can say hi. And this is a very simple GM example. The bot is replying. This is all the code that you need for creating a bot on top of the XMTP protocol using MessageKit. Now let's go into one more, a little more complex. So this is a one-on-one example. Again, the code is still although it's more complex, it's still very simple. I use Cursor for basically building all this stuff, so it's very easy to create like a conversational dynamic. So let's try this one. Bondev also has the same private key from my wallet address, so I'm going to keep using this one on the right. Hi. So this bot now triggers options and is going to be listening for which option do I select. So I want info, here's the info, and I want to subscribe, and I just subscribe. And what it's doing, this bot is subscribing me actually to a Redis database. This Redis database was one that I picked, but you can think of an example like this for managing subscriptions. And then of course, once you have the user, you can send notifications through XMTP, and they will receive it in their ENS addresses or wallet addresses in Coinbase Wallet, in Commerce. So yeah, you can think also XMTP for engagement or reaching users through their addresses. Okay, this is still simple stuff. Now, let's go. So here we start, and this is the cron. This is an example cron that will send one message a day for the subscribers. And if I want to unsubscribe, this is going to remove my address from the database. And the Redis middleware, also very simple. Everything is documented here in the one-to-one example. Again, the structure of the MessageKit bots, it's an index file which handles all the logic, and then we'll have like different handlers or middleware code also ready to copy paste. So now let's get into a group example. These all come from the CLI starter, so I'm just using pre-created ones. And now we are going to introduce what is called commands, and through commands we are also going to learn what's intent at least in the context of MessageKit. So let's trigger this group bot. This group bot is going to be handling different interpretations of what the users are doing. So in this case, I'm going to create a new group. I'm going to send this address to the group. Sorry, new group address. Add this address. In this case, I'm going to add myself. This is my mobile identity. Next, I can set the name of the group. Okay, we have now created a group. This is using MLS for encryption, so everything is encrypted end to end. One thing that you will encounter today is that if you join a group after it was created, you're not going to be able to see messages before you joined because there is no message history, because everything needs to be encrypted on device. We are working on that, but that's something that you may encounter as you start using Commerce. Okay, so if I say hi, nothing will happen in this case, because if it's a group, you need to prompt the bot explicitly. We don't want bots to be listening to every message in every group chat. So for that, you will need to create what we call the command file. So the command file is going to declare explicit commands. So in this example that is also documented here, I have like 6 use cases. So how to use an agent that is AI powered, how to do tipping, how to trigger a game, how to trigger frames that trigger transactions, doing split payments, and also like managing a loyalty program inside the group chat. So let's see. Each bot will be declared here. Each bot has its own commands, and these commands also have predefined parameters. So the MessageKit is going to be handling the parsing of the commands. So it needs to know if it's a username, a string, a number, and so on. So let's start with simple stuff. So if I want to say, I'm also going to use Bo and Alex. These are like test users for the demo. They are not in a group. But I want to say tip Bo 20. So what's happening here now, this message is logged because tip is in one of the triggers. The trigger is explicit, so now the message is logged. And what happened here, the logic from tipping, I'll see it in one of the handlers. So basically here it says, if the text starts with tip, do something. I'm not transferring real tokens here, but this sent me a DM. So from a group chat, this has sent me a one-on-one message notifying me that I just sent 20 tokens in total. Or even I can say tip Bo and Alex 100. This is going to be 100 each, so I send 200 tokens. Again, this is just an example, but showcasing commands and showcasing that the bot can also message you, send you a DM. Now, let's see what else we can do. We have one command that is declared as an agent. So this will trigger basically GPT. Now, agent, tell a joke. Now the agent is going to be replying to the group. Why the Web3 developer always carry a pencil and a paper? Because they never wanted to lose their right access. So that is supposedly a really funny joke from the demo. So now you can start to think about infinite use cases, right? How you put AI inside the group messaging and what other things can happen.
Question?
Yes.
Or after?
Yeah, sure.
Does the AI agent, can you give it like context of the entire conversation? Like,
we are thinking about that. So for now, we have what we call guidelines for building responsible bots. So because you may be in a group, I may add an agent to the group. We may be friends, but maybe you don't know even the developer of the bot, or if the bot is like good quality or has bugs, or what it's doing with information. So we are not encouraging the bots to handle every message in the context, in the conversation. So that's why you need to explicitly tell agents to tell a joke. If I say tell a joke, the message is not going to be filtered through MessageKit. Nothing happens. So yeah.
But if I prompt it explicitly, can I give it access to all of the conversation I had before? Can I say, look at everything we've talked about? And,
yeah.
Okay,
Again, you could do that at the protocol level, but yeah, that's a tricky question. Thank you. I mean, you could, but we are not encouraging it because it will read messages from all the users, right? In a one-on-one, yeah, you could just download the whole message history and do whatever you want. You can do as well as in a group. But yeah, personally, I've been trying to think about when would you want to use all the messages, and I haven't come out with any good ideas.
I have some good ideas.
You have good ideas? Okay, let's chat. Okay, what else? Games. So if you are familiar with Farcaster frames, Converse also is compatible with them. And maybe you heard about the game Wordle. So, but first, let's see. I want to trigger the help command because games has the game command handles a help that is going to suggest me which games can I play. So Wordle and slot. Okay, I want to play slot. Okay, there it is. Yeah, just a funny example of playing slots. Let's see if I'm lucky. No. Okay, and then the Wordle game, which I would love to play it, but it may take us some time. Let's try it really quick. I always do these 2-word starters. Any suggestions? In the meantime, someone has questions? Yes.
Yeah, can you call other contracts from the bot? And if so, then how do you handle the gas fees? Like, is it pop off like MetaMask or something?
Yeah, so inside the bot, this is a node backend. These are deployed. Let's see how they are deployed. This is using Rightwell. As you can see, I have a couple of bots. And let's say, so yeah, it's just deploying from the GitHub repo. What I was trying to say is that from this backend, if you have the private keys of a wallet, you can do anything that you want, right?
Okay.
There is no restriction, at least from the message kit side, as long as you have the wallet. And we are soon going to be integrating smart accounts into Converse. So then you may be, it's going to be possible to perform actions for the user. But right now you will need to perform actions from a wallet that you have the access or private key.
Okay, so you have to add that private key and then you can play a game, online game.
Yeah, you can fetch smart contract info, do whatever, transfer funds, and then the bot to communicate status or whatever you want. Okay, let's. Okay, that was yeah. We saw a couple of examples. So let's return to the presentation and.
Do I need to deploy it on the railway, or I could deploy it on my own server?
You can deploy it anywhere. Yeah, I'm using Railway because it's super fast, but yeah, and I also can create like a Redis database very easily. Yeah, but any backend will work. So by building Message Kit and building with AI, we are trying to figure out how we can, give structure to all of these, how agents are operating now. And as maybe you've seen, OpenAI is the roadmap to AGI. It was first conversational bots, second is reasoning, and the third one is agents. So this is something that is going to get more interesting really, really soon. So there are 3 stages of intent. The first one is explicit intent, so /commands, as we've seen. You can declare them, the user can use them. Maybe you have background in Discord or Telegram. I do. I always like to play around with commands. And as we've seen, you declare the commands very explicitly. And then you can handle, so Message Kit is going to parse the parameters, and here you get amount, token from, and token to, ready to use. Now, natural language. Now let's say we want to swap one USDC to ETH, please. Now the prompt is not super strict, so this is not like a literal command, right? The AI needs to parse this command. So what's happening here? I'm using simple prompts as example. The prompt is, hey, if you receive this string prompt that is requesting a swap, you need to parse it as a strict command, and this strict command now is useful for Message Kit. And this is going to be triggered like in a recursive way. So Message Kit is going to be triggering the command to itself. Now let's take a look at that. This is SwapBot. Okay, let's chat with SwapBot. So nothing's going to happen here. Now if I say swap 1 ETH to USDC, please. And now this is triggering a frame, and the frame already knows that is 1 ETH, 1 USDC. And these are all parameters sent via get parameters. So the URL, you're going to find that these parameters are embedded into the URL. And the cool thing about this is that, so on the left I have the way to parse a command. But how do we parse the natural prompt? So this small handler is going to use the system prompt, and it's going to return me a /command. And as you can see, in this log, the intent was, this is what the bot returned, an intent message that starts with a /. And then if I just run intent to Message Kit, now goes through itself, goes through the swap handler, parses the commands, and returns the goal that was the URL of the frame. So this is the second level intent. Any questions so far?
Is it
it possible to generate a private key for a XMTP bot, like on initialization?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How do you do that? Using a seed? Or
Traditional hex address. Yeah.
yeah, so you pass the private key as in the env variable, right?
Yeah, in this example, they are using it. I'm only using one from the M file, but you could send the key here as a parameter, and I could send private key and send a custom private key, like my key one, and then I can create many of these, and each one to have its own private key.
But it will be deterministic, right? Like if I pass a seed, I'd be able to get a private key, right? I don't want it to be deterministic. Right?
To get a private key from a seed, I haven't done that like in code. I guess, yeah, that should be straightforward. And then the thing that the seed generates, you will need still to get the private key for sending it here. Okay, so that was second stage. The reply starts with the / command, then triggers intent. And the third one is reasoning. So this agent is going to have more things to play with. I'm going to run ENS agent here. And in this example, the bot knows 3 commands. So check is going to check for the domain. Register if we want them to, if the bot wants to register ENS domain, and information about the domain. And again, a simple prompt that is going to interpret whatever the user says. And this prompt is different because it's going to allow me to, this prompt can reply more than one message. So it could reply, please let me check, and then actually check it, and then send you even the response of that. So let's see how that could work. Okay. If you want to know how this continues, yeah, just in the good stuff, no worries. Okay. That was the last level of intent. This is using also short-term memory that makes the bot work better. And yeah, that was MessageKit, powered by Ephemera, XMTP, and Converse. So happy to see you at the booth if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you.